Where's the Queensland spirit now?
Cut the mic, baby, because the OFD podcast is on, in your ear and live. I am Sauce.
I am Berkey.
I cut it a little bit early then because we have an absolutely huge show and there is zero time to waste. We're fired the fuck up here. The boys are having a beer and we're happy to be in your ear, baby. Cheers, me.
Cheers, bro. It's a bell ringer of a show, shareholders. There's been some fucking ridiculous news in the last 12 hours. And we'll just touch on that later in the show. But let's just say there's a couple of passionate human beings on this chair that...
It's Olympics based, being the Olympic city.
Yeah. And you know how much we love this city and more importantly, how much we're going to love 2032.
Yeah.
But what happened on the weekend, Saucy? The Bronx are off the mark in 2024.
Opening round at Suncorp. They got the job done. They
40,000 in the house.
Was it really?
On a Thursday?
Was it 40,000?
40,000.
That's an insane crowd. That's things to come. That's just a grand final appearance last year.
Some shithouse fucking
footy.
Oh, that first 10 minutes. Tell you what, I'm glad we didn't dish that up to the Yanks in Las Vegas.
No, I agree with you. It was a pretty average game, but you know when you play shit and still get the win, that's footy.
I got to say, mate, we played shithouse, and to any of the fans of the Rabbitohs, my God, Father, I can't imagine what it was like to watch it as a spectacle of the Burrow because they were an awful footy side.
Do you know what I like from that performance is not a hell of a lot, but with the 2 points. When you are playing footy and you are obviously the Broncos are so much better than that, but when they're playing footy like that and they still win, that's the side of a good team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
when you know, even when you've played and you go, fuck, how did we win that? When you edge it out like that. I was worried, I got to say, when it was 12-all, when they came back and it was 12-0 and then they got to 12-all. I was worried after halftime.
Well, I don't know what happened in the sheds. They weren't drinking Powerade, the Bronx, because they came out flat as a tack.
Payne wasn't on.
Payne wasn't on, no. And I don't believe he's playing this week either.
He was playing injured, I think. And so there's a lot of rumors. Carrigan, I think, was niggling, and then Renault's done his MCL a bit.
Yeah, he'll be out. Reece, geez, that was a spectacle. Got to say, not sure what was going on with the love when Latrell scored that try.
Oh, yeah.
You don't need to dive on him, Reece. Let the big fella go. I nailed the 10-point margin.
Yeah, you did.
I wanted you to play that back for the shareholders now, but you can't do that apparently, can you?
Oh, if you're listening to last week's pod, Berto, at the end of it, dropped a fine tip. And it was the only fine tip me and Saucy dropped for the week because, as most shareholders would know, neither of our multis got up. I went 7 of 11. Saucy did all right, just missed Katoni, who, can I say, was an absolute wrecking ball out there. Yeah, he was.
He was in a mood.
Yeah, he was. He was in a mood. I thought he was up because he was up against Richie Kenner, who,
who's a square.
He can't really move laterally like squares don't. He got absolutely turned inside out, poor Richie Kenner.
He did.
And he got Katoni'd. And Katoni made some breaks. When he should have dummied to when he passed on the inside to Ezra.
Yes.
And Latrell broke it up. I was thinking, just dummy. It was so obvious he was going to pass it.
So obvious.
But, fuck it, we won.
You know what he was doing there? He knew his boy had copped it all week with the racism and just said, I want to see my man go over under the sticks.
That's Broncos for you.
Yeah, just wants to look after his brother. But another quick touch. Congratulations. Lotion. There was a bit of lotion needed at KO Stadium yesterday afternoon because the Mighty Finns, they might be our city rivalry, but when you see an arse whooping like that, you got to give credit where credit's due. Now, my biggest alarm from that game was that the Dragons belted the Titans and then the Finns belted the Dragons. Now, I've got a serious concern
about the Titans
for how shit the boys are down the M1. The Titty Titans, Holy crap.
Do you know what just scared me a bit is
Des Hasler got hair? He's got a little bit.
Des has a lot of hair.
Yeah,
Dude. Des has the best hair in the refereeing in the coaching game.
Let's watch that in 26 weeks where it'll be. I've got a close feeling he might be running a little bit lighter.
I just thought I saw a UFO outside.
Oh, shit, here we go.
All right.
But they need a halfback, the Titans, and I know they had a bye,
they've
and that'll be the only good thing that happens to them over the next month.
You said that before. They got Tanner Boyd, don't they?
Yeah, average.
Kieran Foran.
Old.
Who's that kid? Toby. He's gone to the Dogs.
Toby Sexton's gone to the Dogs. No, they're in serious
Who's
strife.
that kid with the weird curly mullet?
Nobody.
You know who they got? Is this fella, what's his name? He played in the trials and, mate, I'm going to get back to you with his name. He used to play at Norths.
Yeah, okay.
And he's not a bad bloke, not a bad player, but they're not giving him a crack in
the top grade. Well, he'll get a chance at this rate. Anyone out there that's playing for the Burleigh Bears or what are the other sides in the Q Cup down south?
Corey Oates. What's Corey Oates?
Corey Oates, he plays for Burleigh. Mate, you'll get a run at this stage. Like, they are in absolute disarray and they've only played one game.
Do you rate their roster?
I don't rate mine their pack. I just don't like AJ Brimson in the centres.
Nah.
I think he might have to play 6.
Man should probably be
4 and 7 just for a bit of stability.
Yeah.
But as far as that, Jaden Campbell, like...
They have a decent roster.
They just need... Mate, you cannot win without a good halfback, period.
They're starting with that Tom Weaver, I think.
Tom Weaver, yeah. Well,
he's not the one I was talking about.
Well, Lachlan Ilias, he's gone. He got dropped, so he was an scapegoat. And I'd love to see Cody Walker at 7 and Jack Wynan at 6. Also going to be a long season for the Doggies. Gus Gould, mates, I know you've been in contact with a couple of shareholders.
Do you know what I find crazy just every year is, like, since Phil's taken over, people going, oh, this is the year for the Dogs. Like, this is the Dogs, like, time. This is their time to shine. Like, is it? Like,
Nah.
what gives you that impression? You know, they don't have a forward pack.
Mate, I'll say it again. When your star player is a centre who barely touches the ball, knock, Seraldo, put him to fullback.
Would you?
Yeah, because he gets his hand on the ball more.
Would you keep Burton at 6 or put Burton to centres?
I'd almost move Burton to centres too.
Burton hasn't been the same since Gagai fed him in Origin.
And that was shout out to Gagai.
Gagai just put Burton in his place. He said, mate, you're going too well, so I'm just going to pop you down a notch.
Did Tino give him a clip?
No one's really heard from Gagai since either, but...
Well, Dane, we love Dane. We love Dane. He's a stalwart. It wouldn't be a show if we didn't talk about what they're describing as the greatest try. Now, it was a great try, don't get me wrong. I don't know if I'm going to say it's the greatest try.
I'm going to say under the circumstances of how the game, you know, they need, like, they were down by 8 points with
5 to go.
5 minutes to go. Pappy scored that wonder try through the set play inside ball from the second rower.
Yeah, the young fella.
What's his name?
Sham?
Nah, the other one. The one that came from the Warriors.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Katoa.
Yeah,
Elise Katoa. Inside ball, really Slater-esque.
Yes.
Like, that was unreal. 2 minutes to go after the kick, and they score that try. They're calling him, or, you know, we're calling him Xavier Multi Coates.
Oh, okay.
You like that?
I don't mind it.
Xavier Multi. Because it saved mine. I needed him as a try scorer in the Storm to win.
Okay.
And that's not jam I revealed. It was sort of just a on-the-day game multi, ladies and gentlemen.
He's a bit of a lock, for one.
He is a lock in everyone's multis.
What I'll say is, like, when you say greatest try ever, it's really greatest finish ever.
It's the greatest
finish ever.
I'll say that'll win try of the year.
Yeah, I know you're going out on a limb there.
Well, like, there's the rest of the year. You know, what if he does it again? Like, what if he does? Someone does something crazier.
I know what you mean. It was the greatest finish ever.
Who's saying it's the best try ever?
Well, Michael Ennis has come out. There's a couple that have come out and said it's the greatest try ever.
Nah.
I prefer Coiney's try.
Yeah, well, for obvious reasons.
Well,
Do you know-
he is
do
a
you know-
Queenslander too.
Do you know
so-
whose try under the circumstances, if you're going to talk about that? Lockyer's try in 06, Game 3 in Melbourne at the MCG.
Was that Chip and Chase?
No, that was the one that built. That's a Billy Sleep and Billy Sutton.
That's right
It's
up
when
there.
Lockyer went through and won the series. When Brett Hodgson passed the ball from
Yes.
dummy half, I think. Fluffed the pass and
Fluffed
just
it.
bounced. Lockyer comes through. Fucking that being done.
the one-hand pickup.
The 1,000 times over to be in the right place at the right time, push up at the 80th minute of the game,
This is-
having Lockyer do that was just insane.
Who
Under the
says-
circumstances to win a game like that.
Who says we're not Queenslanders?
I've never heard anything like it. No, I couldn't think
What do
anything otherwise.
Do you know, talking about that Pappenhausen try, if you watched Manly Roosters
Same
did
thing
the
happened.
exact same thing
on the other side of the
on
field.
the other side.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, I think it
Yeah.
was on the same side. They went left-hand side, and that was also left-hand
No,
side.
the Pappy
oh,
one was
was
on
the
the right.
Pappy was on the
Because
right,
Katoa
was
plays
it?
on the right. And it was...
I think it was on the left.
No, yeah, it was on the left. The Manly one.
No, the
Pappy's was on the right.
was it?
Maybe. Don't know.
Shareholders, get back to that.
Yeah.
I think it was on the left too. I think it was the other guy. I don't think it was Katoa. I think it was that.
I think it was Chan.
I think it was Share. Yeah,
You might
that-
be right.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're right, because Pappy got a double.
Yeah.
Pappy did get a double, so you're probably right there. I'm thinking of Pappy's try on the right.
I got to keep you in line
Yeah.
sometimes.
No, fair.
So, yeah.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
I'm not always right,
No.
even though I think I am.
You do very well.
Mate, I said a clanger the other week too. I was thinking about it in that Kia ad. I said Mark War, but I'm pretty sure it was Steve War.
No. Oh. Yeah, because Mark War's nickname's Junior.
Yeah,
And
but
you said his nickname was something
Tugger.
else. Tugger,
He
yeah,
said
who-
Tugger. So was it Steve
So
War?
maybe
or
it
Mark?
might have been Steve War.
No, was it Mark War? I don't know.
Well,
Maybe I
Mark
was
War's
right.
nickname's Junior.
Well, he said Tugger, so we need
Yeah.
to find out if Mark War is.
Yeah, we'll get back
Yeah.
to that on that. Speaking of Brookvale, congratulations to Luke Brooks
Mm.
because Luke Brooks, I think, has won more games in the last 3 weeks than he has in the last 2 years.
I just really choked. Poor Brooksy, dude.
Poor Brooks, and he's playing
Out of his skin.
out of his skin.
Yeah.
Mate, they're
Like-
a force, Manly.
No, they are, absolutely.
They are
That-
serious injury. If they get injuries, and particularly key injuries, they have no depth.
Do you know what really... Yeah, I agree with that. Do you know what really sucks about tipping is... Obviously, you do your tips before the round. Do you change yours on the day of if you get a vibe? Or do
Like,
you leave it?
No, I do.
Yeah?
If I catch a bit of pre-game
Yeah. So
and I see him warming up or something,
what should we call that? Just a pre-game mojo?
yes.
Pre-game mojo.
Yeah, bit of pre-game
Some mojo.
juicing. Yeah,
Yeah.
mojo.
You get it in your loins, yeah.
You do get it in your loins.
Yeah, so I had that with the Manly game. I thought, look, I like the Roosters,
Yeah.
but Brookie, round one, Luke Brooks, like I was
Back at
just thinking,
Brookvale when
fucking,
it sold out on a Sunday afternoon.
yeah, and I was thinking I saw Matt Nable walk in.
I saw that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
His brother just died, so
Yeah.
there was a bit more
RIP, yeah.
RIP.
Yeah, very
Mate,
sad.
That's just a little hint to shareholders. When it's sold out on a Sunday afternoon at Brookvale, the only
tread
side that
lightly.
could beat him would be the Bronx.
Tread very lightly.
Tread very lightly.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to change your tips on game day if you got that mojo, because our tipping contest here, you have to do it. It's all manual.
Yeah.
So it's do it before kickoff on Thursday, and I was
Yeah.
thinking, fuck, I'm just gonna roll with it. But man, that was I just knew it. You'd have
You
that
did.
vibe, and it just
Yeah, I'm glad you did. I tipped Manly too. One team we both didn't tip was the Mighty Tigers. Okay, now I know I gave them a rap, Saucy, last week, and I apologise to any shareholders I might have influenced there.
you got in my head because I thought, no, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. I'm not fucking doing it. But I did it. And
I'm not fucking doing it.
I tipped the fucking Tigers.
You
and
did. No way.
Yeah, I did because I said it. I said if they lose, right? If they lose, I'm
Yeah.
not tipping them for the rest of the year, and I'm happy to do that because at some point throughout the year, I'd go, you know what? They're probably going to play the Titans.
They're due.
They're probably going to play the Dogs. And
Yeah.
they're probably going to win. No, you're not. I'm not. I don't even care if you win because you're probably not. I'm not tipping the Tigers for the rest of the fucking NRL season.
So that's a lock.
That's a lock.
Yeah. And look, rightfully so. That's going to be a great battle for the wooden spoon.
I don't think it will. I think it'll be an easy win
So
for the
you think
Tigers.
that's true? Like who competes from? Because obviously the Titans have they'll win some games.
Mate, the Titans are a better football team than
the Warriors. Than the Tigers, yeah.
Like, so far better. Like, Tino, dude. Tino.
Yeah,
and like, come on.
They'll get the job done.
The Tigers have no culture. They have no... There's zero like, hard work ethic there. Except, the only thing they got going for him is that Benji's their coach, which is still an unknown of how he's going to go. And they've got GI in the midst.
Well, something that I said to a shareholder yesterday is with this whole Wayne Bennett, what's he doing next year? I'd actually love to see Wayne Bennett coach the West Tigers.
Well, what was that stuff? Did you see that he could go to the Eels?
I've heard
and be
Eels.
their coaching director?
Yeah,
or was he going to be the
coaching director, which to me is a fluff. You're either head coach or you're not fucking coaching at all. Who could coach having the Godfather?
Yeah.
I look it over, mate. Not pretty at all.
Yeah,
not pretty at all. What else wasn't pretty was the Knights should have won up in Townsville. That was a shit the bed job.
Well, I picked the Cows, so I didn't really.
The Cows too.
I didn't really mind that. And you love to see that, really.
Yeah, I was watching it with a shareholder, Scotty. I know you're listening, pal. And
the Knights are bed shitters of note.
Yeah,
they shit the bed often.
And I think they're still in 2023. The Hunter Valley, they're living and just hoping that Ponga's going to drag them out. When they don't, and I'll say this again, Tyson Gamble is not their six. They need to bring that fella on from the Panthers.
Cogger. Yeah. Do you know what I was about to say? I was about to say I didn't mind Gamble's game.
Well, he might be good for what, 10, 20? Or did he play?
Well, I don't know if you remember, but he took them all the way to the semi-final last year with Hastings.
Yeah, I know, but he's not.
He's probably not that guy, is he?
Get him off the bench. Why? Yeah. What's the point of signing Cogger? Yeah. He's not a 14.
Do you know Cogger started off at the Knights?
Did he?
He started at the Knights when he was. I don't know. I think he was a junior. Maybe, but pretty sure his first ever game was at the Knights.
At the Knights, yeah, right. Well, there you go. They've brought a couple in, but yeah, that's pretty much the NRL wrap. The other thing that we needed to touch on was part of the Broncos game, let's say. It was the post-match of Latrell Mitchell.
Yeah.
So if any shareholders out there that didn't see it, he got interviewed by the great Dobbo on Triple N after the game, and Latrell was just being Latrell. He felt like he was at home in Taree talking to his brothers and his sisters.
And that's fine.
Which is fine. And he threw a few F-bombs. Now, as you can probably imagine, listening to OFD, we don't mind throwing a few ourselves because we're comfortable.
And
right?
Latrell was comfortable in his own skin in front of Dobbo. And Dobbo didn't really give a shit.
Dobbo started giggling.
Dobbo swears to the best of them.
Now, what pisses me off is, we have a crack at all these athletes about we want them to be genuine, we want them to be genuine.
Yeah.
Then as soon as they become genuine, it's like, no, you've gone overboard.
Yeah.
Where's the happy medium?
What?
The kids are going to eventually know what fuck means. What's the difference if they know it when they're 6 or when they're 15? Because the funny thing is, the parents out there blowing up, they probably don't know, but their kids saying fuck all the time, just not in front of them. Spare me.
That's a good rant.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mate.
And if that's what we're blowing up about in this world, well, fucking look at the mirror and swear because you got issues.
You know what I got a serious issue about?
Say it.
A serious issue. The NRL Match Review Committee giving Jerome Hughes...
Oh, my God.
Wait, no, how's this, though? Jerome Hughes gets a week for that. So if you didn't see it, Jerome Hughes it actually did make a tackle... On who was it?
Rocco.
Rocco Berry? Yeah, Rocco Berry's running
centre for the Warriors.
Fucking full steam ahead at Jerome Hughes, and the ref gets in the way. And Jerome Hughes gives him a slight push. Ref falls over, and Jerome makes a try-saving tackle, might add.
It was 5 metres out.
5 metres, yeah, you're right. Yeah, exactly. Right in front of in the post. Meanwhile, you got Mr. Ponytail, Jerome Luai, tripping Mitchell Moses,
and doesn't get a week. Like,
Yeah.
like what is that?
It's ridiculous.
And both got sent to the match beginning and didn't get review. And I love this. Someone said, did the ref get a week for getting in the way?
Yeah.
Like, you know, what if he scores the try?
Well, this is what I
You know?
mean. This and Saucy, I'm so glad you brought this up. What in God's name are we doing if Jerome Hughes is trying to do the right thing?
Yeah.
Because there was another incident where they brought the try back on
Yeah.
Friday
on,
night
kick out.
on kick
Kick out scored the try.
Kick
Yeah.
out, it's like, and he gets nothing. Like, we give all this respect to PVL.
Yeah.
But sometimes
Yep.
PVL...
Is it PVL?
Yeah, it's not PVL, but PVL needs to have a word.
PVL needs to, it's not PVL's.
It's not PVL's fault, no.
Yeah.
And
He needs to step in and go, look, fellas, start thinking or I'll be wielding the axe on you.
It's not doubles tennis where PVL's got to have a go. It's singles, and that guy's his own player, but he needs to get on the court
Yeah.
and say that's not right.
No, you're right.
Because that's, in all honesty, if he gets a week for that...
He has. No, he
No,
has.
but they'll protest it. Like
Fucking better.
Jerome Hughes, if you're listening, don't you dare walk into the judiciary and plead guilty. That is, you are not guilty, young fella.
Well, he pushed him. He pushed him over.
But the ref got straight up and kept playing.
And he had no issue with it.
Absolutely.
Is anyone asking what the ref thought? Like, would the ref care? No, the ref would be like, I'm on the field. Like, of course it might happen.
I think.
Like,
No, you go.
you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that he would say, yeah, fair. If I was in the way, fucking, I'm in the way.
I think the ref in his head knew, holy shit, I shouldn't be here.
Well, what-
I should not be here.
You know what I'd have more of an issue with is if Jerome Hughes takes a dive and lets him score.
Exactly right.
That ain't in Jerome Hughes' game. Did you see his fucking try saver on
Yeah.
Montoya? That's who Jerome Hughes is.
No, if anything, the ref I'd get out of it
Yeah.
scot-free. I would have dropped the shoulder even harder.
What if we're talking about getting a week for that? What about old Tony Carroll? Tony Carroll and old was it Delaceres or who was that?
It might have been, yeah, the knee to the head.
Harris. Yeah, I think it was his first ever. And no, that was Gavin Badger. Remember when
Gavin Badger copped it.
Carl Webb, rest his soul,
Yeah,
fucking
the great man.
pushed over Gavin Badger. That was his first game. But what about when Tony Carroll knocked him out with his knee?
And then, do you know what the funny thing
Out
is?
cold.
Do you know what the funny thing is I watched that back last night, actually. They played it on the Matty John show. Mate, he was knocked out, and TC's there rubbing his head.
What?
Tony Carroll's there rubbing his head. Like he's like, oh, wake up. Mate, you have just pinned that bloke. And
You know
what? So,
What's crazy is how many people said it was on purpose, that he did it on purpose.
You're kidding.
You've got to be joking. Like, you actually have to be joking.
What I want to know too, speaking of knockouts, is how Marshall King was able to get back on the field after that flush. Mate, Benny Hunt, if you didn't see it, the Dolphins-Dragons game, has flushed it straight into... Jeremy Marshall
Yeah.
King. He got him behind the ear too.
In the weak spot. Yeah.
Mate, he was like a dongle. He hit the knee and the head was just fucking wobbling.
He kind of smiled. Like he kind of
He was probably dazed.
came to and was like, oh.
Where am I?
Yeah. That was old Mick Crocker. Remember when Mick Crocker got knocked out in the Origin game? Same thing happened. Footy to the head. I think Brad Fittler kicked it.
Oh, shit,
Yeah.
old Freddie.
What was the story
Our
about
best mate.
Gerard was saying, I think, about how Mick Crocker used to get knocked out twice in the same set.
No,
Or
that
some shit.
wasn't Gerald. That was Chrissy Walker.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said I've never seen a player within the same set of 6 tackles get knocked out twice.
Oh,
More
no.
than Mick Crocker. He'd get a knock, be dazed, get back in the line, 2-3 tackles later, just out.
I'd love to get him on the potty.
Mick Crocker.
Mick Crocker,
He'd have
yeah.
some stories.
Oh, he'd have
Yeah.
some great stories. But that's our NRL wrap.
Yeah.
I think we've delved it in there. Massive. We'll end the potty too with our bet shareholders too. So
Yeah.
we won't give that away now. We'll end with that. But I just need to quickly do the AFL wrap. There was a a huge statistic here that I brought over with a shareholder, and he provided me with this fact. So this is allegedly, of course, first time ever that the two grand finalists from the season before have started 0-2, being Collingwood and the Lions.
Well, that's what I said last week, is the two grand finalists, Penrith as well as Brisbane Broncos, had also lost. So the four had lost last week. Well, that was the week before I said that.
But they won their second game. So they're
you're
1
right.
and 2.
Yeah. So that's the first time ever in AFL.
First time ever. And they play each other on Easter Friday, I believe.
Good Friday.
Good Friday. What do I call it? Easter Friday.
Same thing.
So, or it's Thursday. No, it's Thursday night into, I think. But
Into Good Friday.
It's a tradition now. If I'm a day wrong, shareholders, I actually don't give a shit. So don't fact check
Should we
me.
all go to the Good Friday Broncos game? I think we were saying
Well, it's the only place where we could get on the lash.
Yeah. Should we have an unofficial shareholders meet up just in the stands?
We do need to run a competition. I forgot to get it up to you about that.
Yeah. We can source some tickets.
We can source something out there. But the Lions, they were absolutely pathetic. Caleb Sarong for Freo broke the all-time record, I believe, for most disposals in a game. So shout out to the great Caleb Sarong. My Mighty Hawks, they competed for 3 quarters and couldn't get it done. Guinea, great to see you in the Poos and Wees colours. Giants, well, they were impressive, Saucy.
Who was wearing the TNs?
Yes. Now
Is that Petrarca?
No. That was a guy from the Swannies.
Dacos?
No, not Dacos.
No,
he was
there
a
was
Swanee
another
player.
Another one's done it.
With the orange TNs.
Yeah.
Yeah. What now? I don't know his name off the top. Chad Warner, he
No, it was
was.
someone else.
Well, he was wearing them on Friday night.
Who cooks?
Petrarca.
It was Petrarca.
Was it really?
Petrarca had TNs.
You sure?
Unless it's like fake, Petrarca had TNs on.
Chad Warner was wearing the Nike TNs.
It was a thing where it was like, who did it better?
Oh, okay.
And
Well,
Petrarca-
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I like Petrarca because he makes some good dishes. He cooks on Instagram.
I've started following him for that exact reason.
Kid can cook.
Ken Cook, yeah. The truck, they like to call him.
I like him.
Yeah,
Who's he play for?
the D's. You got a soft spot for the D's.
Nah, not really. I like Petrarca, but
The Baggers. Everyone had a crack at me because they thought I said the Badgers. The Mighty Baggers. The Carlton.
Carlton.
The boys from Lygon Street.
So they got up?
They got up. I'd love, and I'll say it now, a Carlton GWS final. It wouldn't be good for the AFL, but they'd be good for Carlton.
Carlton's been battling for a long time.
They've been
haven't they?
battling,
since
yeah.
Fev was there.
Since but long before then.
Have they?
Yeah. Fev was good back then. The Cats got the Mighty Suns. Now the Titans may not be playing good footy, shareholders, but those Mighty Suns up on the GC at Rabina there. No, they're at Rabina, or are they? Where's their stadium?
I don't know.
Yeah, Rabina maybe.
I think it's Rabina.
That's where the Titans play. Where are they? They're close by. Where are they?
Gold Coast.
Yeah, they're on the Gold. It's inland.
Yeah.
And Port Adelaide got the dub. But my prediction is an orange tsunami. They're going to win it. So that's kind of where we'll be following this year, Saucy.
GWS.
GWS.
What are the Lions stuffed or what?
No, they'll
Because
find their group. Swans are looking good too. Looking good.
What's to go with the Lions?
Lions, no Lockie Neal. And they were just kicking it forward. Just big kicks. Smart footy. Kitty Coleman doing his ACL's a big loss. They need to bring Ashcroft in. They'll be all right. They'll fight. Thursday the 28th is Lions Collingwood. Now that'll be an absolute blockbuster. Saucy.
Is it at the Gabba?
At the Gabba. So
Ooh, I could do the double.
that's a double whammy. No,
do the
but
double.
we've got breaking news.
Yeah, I mean I think we could do the double still.
Would he come?
There's a Pope shit in the woods.
Imagine that.
Is the bear Catholic?
Would he come with us post out? We're filming next Thursday, Shadows. We won't give it away.
No, let's give it away.
Give it away, Saucy.
We've got news today.
Confirmed.
I hope it is confirmed via text. Chris Lynn, the great Chris Lynn,
The big basher.
the big boy, big baldy Chris Lynn, he's coming on.
Oh, he is coming on.
So it's a Thursday though. So
Linsanity.
it pod won't be out. We might do. Should we do two?
Oh, if we have
might see how
to.
we go. See how we're feeling. Thursday though, shareholders, Chris Lynn next week.
Next week. He's coming on. You know we love to spoil ya. First guest for 2024.
Is it really?
Which is massive.
Yeah, right.
Shouldn't have taken this long, but shareholders, let this be known.
Oh, we had to warm up.
Yeah, and you were away on the slopes.
We've only done about 4 or 5 eps this year.
Oh.
We had to warm into it. We need to get Chrissy we need to get back into our work before we get Chris on.
Yeah. We had to see out the new ball.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Perfect.
We had to take on the new ball. We're 10 overs in, and now it's time that we bring Linny on when the opposition are bowling pies, and we just fucking go to town.
We'll do what Linny does and just hit sixes.
Hit sixes and watch the run rate increase significantly come next
Love
week.
that.
Come next week.
Yeah.
And so, moving forward, talking about run rate increasing, we are red. Now, that run rate was up and about, Saucy, on Friday night they play.
Yeah, I think they did. Friday, Saturday?
They dusted the team that's going under. So that was only convenient that we...
That was... They pretty much won it in the first half. And it was good to see because the Reds have got a lot of injuries. A lot of injuries, yeah. They've got some injuries in key positions, like Paisami was out. They opted to start with the younger McLaughlin Phillips, instead of Tommy Liner.
How'd he go?
Which I will say quickly, shout out to the Liner family who repped the... did you see that?
Oh, I saw that.
The Caxton hat. The Six Nations Rugby Instagram page, it's got 1 million followers, snapped a photo of a very proud Mrs. Liner.
Yes.
Who, by the way, is Italian and is married to the great Michael Liner, who's Australian. They've lived over in England, right? And Tommy Liner and Lewis Liner, who are their kids. Tommy Liner obviously plays for the Reds.
Yep.
Lewis Liner, I think he's a winger, scored on debut. They've been brought up in England their whole life. Their mum is Italian, so he is rightfully allowed to play for Italy. There is so much hate about him playing for Italy just because he's traditionally not Italian. And they flogged Wales. They didn't actually flog Wales. They got off to a good start and beat Wales. And they've got that Digby Ioane's brother. He's the other winger.
Yeah, Monty.
Now, I'm not sure how Italian Monty is.
Yeah.
He could be. But
Mate.
I think it's when they play over in Italy for however long they qualify. But shout out to the Liner family for just taking the Caxton Global. It was insane.
That is
The
insane.
photo went full viral. Like, it was ridiculous.
Bellissimo.
And you know who bought the hat? Who I heard for Mrs. Liner?
Who?
Wilso.
Really?
Yeah, he said I was on a heater at the pub and she wanted a hat, so I bought one. I said, mate.
So she's a good Sheila.
Oh, she's a Liner.
Yeah.
They're from a good cloth, mate.
She eats good, eh?
She
He didn't come off the bench, Tommy, did he?
Tom for the Reds.
Yeah.
I think he would have got on.
Yeah.
It's after I gave him a rap too, he got dropped.
Yeah, he got dropped, which
Well,
is
not dropped.
interesting.
I mean,
I think what they were doing, because Patea came off the bench, is they realised that the Rebels really aren't a club that can afford to do anything. And so, pardon the pun, so they figured that they would just take full advantage of that.
it was such a good game of attack. Like, it wasn't a lot of defence on both sides, but fucking good to see the Reds score some meat.
Plenty of meat.
And also what I liked about that game is the amount of defected Rebels players, for whatever reason, Reds players that have gone to the Rebels. It's unfortunate, like Alex Murphy, Taniela Tupou, Lukan Salakai-Loto.
Way to pronounce that name.
Yeah, I was going to go easy and go Lukan Tui. Remember he used to be Lukan Tui?
Oh, okay. Did he add a few syllables?
Oh, I think his traditional name is Salakai-Loto.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but it used to be Tui. Don't know what the goes. Anyway, then
Each to
Tua
their own.
Lima, the second rower, he was an old Reds boy.
Okay.
There might be one or two I'm missing, but there's a lot of old Reds at the Rebels, and they basically, I bet they wish they didn't leave. But all I want to say as well,
manager?
I don't think that it's their fault they left for a few of the reasons.
Yeah.
They probably just didn't get re-signed in the contracts and stuff.
Well,
but,
it's funny.
I don't think Mars would have wanted to leave the Reds.
No.
Alex Marfin. We didn't want him to leave. Same as, I don't know about Tupou, but...
How does that work if they sign a multi-year deal with a club that can't afford to...
great question.
Yeah.
Imagine that playing for a club. I was actually thinking about this today. Imagine working for a club that you know next year is probably not going to be there, let alone playing. Like, it'd be hard to get up for a game.
Right, that's like me working at Sporting Wheelies. There was
Didn't
no
know where it was going to be. For the
mate.
week
There was
after.
no way they were going to survive.
Have they gone under?
Oh, they've had to do something. Yeah, I think they sold it or who knows what. But let's not waste our time there. Doing great things in the community, but. Fraser McWright, our boy Fraser.
Oh.
One of our boys. They're all like kids to us, aren't they, Saucy?
They're kind of like younger brothers. They're kind of
are.
like younger.
or like a younger stepbrother kind of
Yeah,
thing. And you just
yeah,
we
yeah,
just
yeah.
want to nurture him this
Look
year.
out for him.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. He had 4 try assists. Now, I want to know the last time a fucking flanker had 4 try assists.
That's a great statistic. I'll tell you another one I saw. Seru Uru, the first time a second rower has scored 2 tries for the Reds since about 80 to 100 years ago, something like that.
That's a sexy little statistic.
Isn't that insane?
I wish I could just keep going back and forth with you.
Like
right
James
now.
Hallwell didn't score 2? Surely.
Yeah, Jimmy
Apparently
Orwell.
not.
Yeah, he was just getting lifted up at Pod 1.
They used to call him Big Kev,
Yeah.
James Hallwell.
Well, that's what they called his penis.
Big. I'd hate to be under him in the line out.
Big Kev's there just
Big
slapping you in the cheeks.
Oh, Jesus.
But we are red. They're doing things. Crusaders. Now, Crusaders are in strife. Now, when we say in strife, it's just because
they?
they've lost 4 consecutive games.
But they
Have
got- they got the
no, well,
Tars,
first time
don't
they've
they?
lost 2 in a row or something.
Nah, dude, I think they...
4, yeah, I think
they've
it's
lost
4. Yeah.
But they
we're full
got
of them.
No, they got the Rebels next. Oh, who
Oh,
they got?
yeah.
Because you know what was another thing we actually got wrong as well? We were saying the Waratahs. We were giving the Waratahs a rap at Super Round. They beat the Crusaders.
Yeah.
That's who they beat. We thought they beat the Highlanders or something we said.
Yeah,
But they beat the Crusaders,
Right.
the Waratahs.
I thought they beat the Highlanders.
The Waratahs?
Yeah.
They might have very well done. No, down at Super Round they beat the
Oh no,
they
yeah.
beat the Crusaders.
Yeah, okay. But look, that's our little fucking. Geez, that was a good little footy rap. Just treating all codes.
Yeah. See, just quickly, the Reds are coming second to the Hurricanes on the ladder, which is awesome to see.
That's fantastic to see because Queensland rugby's up and about. And I got to say, we love this state. And once again, our state lived up. And they just said, we're going to own this country. And they played in the Australian Championship game on the weekend down at Crosby Road. The Filth played Randwick. Now, let me preface by saying I hate the Filth, but I love Queensland. And so it was great to see Queensland win another trophy. So congratulations, brothers, but it's more so congratulations, Queensland.
Yeah.
I'm a Yoku man through and through. Go the Gallopers. That starts soon too.
You know, every brother's boy, if they got a fibre in their body, a bone in their system,
Yeah.
a nut or two, they're backing Jeeps to beat Randwick
Oh, exactly.
or
yeah,
Sydney
yeah.
Uni or something
That's
like that.
right.
You know what I mean?
It's Queensland versus New South Wales.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think they carried on down at Crosby Road too, rightfully so.
Well, they're the world champs.
They're yeah, that's right. Yeah, I saw a bit of world change chat going on, wasn't
Yeah.
there? They were up and about.
Brothers are going to play off against Ireland, who won the Six Nations for the world champs.
Did they do the Grand Slam?
Don't think so.
Or is there one game left?
No, it's done now. They lost.
Did they lose?
No. They did. I think they lost to someone. They lost to Scotland. I think of all teams.
Can you check that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
yeah.
because we just give facts.
Yeah.
Facts
You're
on
always right,
facts on
but
facts. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the greatest.
segment and
segment.
get
We-
us into that next chapter.
Yeah, we haven't
Yeah.
we haven't had a theme song yet, shareholders, and we're still waiting. Now, I want to start with Legend of the Week. Okay,
England beat Ireland. However,
did.
Yeah, they beat Ireland, but Ireland won the.
they won it all.
They
yeah.
won it all.
They just
yeah.
didn't do the.
I actually
sweep.
am a fool because I watched that game and that was a ripping game. Marcus Smith kicked a field goal right at the end.
Did he?
to win that last week? Yeah,
Pretty boy Smitty.
Yeah.
Nice one, Smitty.
Yeah.
So I'll start with Legend of the Week because Knob of the Week kind of goes into where we're taking this episode.
Yeah.
Really,
Look, we got to firstly just say before we get into this, we're not going to bag anyone, but we're going to give our opinions and be honest because a lot of the time,
you are so concerned. We are
I'm
gonna-
concerned about what's going to come out of your mouth a little bit.
I'm fired up, but I'm not fired up. I'm fired up for Legend of the Week because this is a first.
Legend
And-
or-
No, it's a first for both. And, it's the segment that keeps on giving, and it gives me goosebumps when it comes up. So I want to do Legend of the Week. Now, my Legend of the Week, okay, it's close to home, shareholders. It's a first for the NRL. It's the 50,000 Bronx members that have just purchased their tickets and created history. First NRL club to have 50,000 members. Now, it's only fitting that it's the boys that play at the Cauldron every second week. It's the boys that live at Red Hill that give their blood, sweat and tears for this city. And it's you at home, shareholders. Like, that's a special feat. So to all 50,000 Bronx members,
There's 50,000 of you that just won Legend of the Week.
now, believe it or not, me and Saucy are not one of those members, and that might be crazy.
But we provide and give back in other ways.
And what's scary is if we're the first club for 50,000, I know a shitload out there
That are not signed up.
that aren't signed
Yeah.
up. So pretty much there's about 100,000 of us, if not more. I don't know what's the population of Brisbane.
It's over a mil. It'd be
Yeah,
two,
have
maybe
to be.
two.
Well, I'll
Yeah.
say there's a million Bronx fans out there, and if not, that's crazy. To top off them becoming the first NRL club. Not only did they just create history, but they just created what looks to be the sexiest heritage jersey I've ever seen.
2.28 million as of 2016. So
Right,
that
give
was
me-
the last census, I guess.
Give me 60% of Bronx fans.
Yeah.
Easy B. Easy B.
What, another 600,000? No,
Oh.
1.2? I don't know.
Give us
It was-
1.2.
Yeah.
Give us one.
Imagine a million.
We'll have a million
We're gonna
soon.
need a big stadium.
We're going to need a big stadium. So that's those heritage jerseys, Saucy. If there's a little
Yeah.
buy one, get one free, get me in on that.
we should get one.
Yeah, you have to.
I'll hit up Alf.
Can you hit up Alf? Because they're sexy as fuck. So now the legend, that was legend. It's the segment that keeps on giving. Knob of the week. Now,
We've had some.
I'm pissed off. Okay.
I'm kind of fed up.
I'm fed up, pissed off. Give me another synonym for that.
I think a lot of other people in Brisbane are in the same boat as us.
They are. And my phone was absolutely popping off because something occurred today. And then what occurred 6 hours after this is what's occurred knob of the week. Now, this is a first for this person. And I think it'll be the last. Okay. My knob of the week is Stephen Miles. Now, this isn't a political podcast, okay, nor should it be, but we're the podcast for this city. We're the podcast for this Olympics. We love this city.
We love this
okay?
city.
And we want 2032 Olympics to be the best city because we want to showcase our city. Because I love this city. Saucy would fucking, I don't know what you do for this city, but it'd be crazy. I can assure you.
I do lots of things, and the first thing I do is sort out some stadiums to be built for the Olympic Games of 2032. And it's been fucked around. It's been, here, there, everywhere. And what's occurred and the lack of decision making is crazy. And I don't know if you can pinpoint it on one person or a group of people or who's to blame. Like, I don't know. But I think that the fact that how far out are we? 8 years?
8 years.
And there isn't a single hole that's been dug to make
Nothing.
these games,
Nothing.
go ahead. It's kind of alarming. And I think that today it was almost kind of positive, but shed a light on how far off we are from making this actually happen. Because the scary thing is, like you said, and a lot of people are starting to realise, we've been saying it for a while and we kind of got woken up to it by Lutzy.
Yeah.
We could fuck this up as a city. And I say we because we don't really have anything to do with it, but we're passionate about it and we want it to be the best Olympic Games that's ever been because it's our city. The fact that, nothing has been done, like, we want this city to be on display. We want it to be...
This is a world city. This is a
Yeah.
world city, and it's turning into the budget Olympics.
You could not have said that better.
Okay? And that isn't what we're about. God God bless Graham Quirk.
Yeah.
That report that he drafted up, I don't know if it was used, if he used Chat GPT.
What I love and what I also hate about it is, you know, Milesy, Steve-O, you know,
Yeah.
he's been thrust into this position because Anastasia's resigned. I mean,
And I'll bring her up name later.
like, come on. Like, if you're calling for a review and you're going to say, after calling for the review, we're going to go with, I'm gonna make a decision based on that review. I'm going to go with whatever the review said. That's actually what he said. Sorry, he didn't say I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to go with what Quirky's review suggests.
Yeah.
Then you come out and do a 180 and say, oh, no, I can't justify another. It was under another $1 billion, I think, for the. What Quirky suggested was Victoria Park.
Victoria Park.
Which is what we actually brought up last week,
Yeah.
funnily enough.
It's
And
the answer to all answers.
It is.
It's a
And
no-brainer.
It was, I think, 2.6 or 2.8 to redevelop the Gabba. Quirky's gone, nope, scrap that because what did you say about the construction?
Because it wouldn't meet safe and healthy, accessibility,
OHS, yeah.
all those sort of things. So it actually costs almost more money to try and
Yeah.
maintain the Gabba.
For 3.4 billion, I think it was, or maybe 3.8 or something.
Yeah, the numbers, shareholders, if we're out by a milli or two, give us a break.
That's the whole thing, though. Like, what's another bill?
What is another bill on
If
top of
you're-
two bill?
If you're going to host the Olympic Games, do you want to be the budget Olympics? You're right.
Exactly
Do you want
right.
to be subpar, or do you want to show off to the world and be remembered and be known as the greatest Olympics that has ever happened? Or do you want to be known as a laughing stock and continue the trend of just, you know, certain Olympics being mediocre? Because the last time I remember, the Sydney Olympics was the best Olympic Games of all time from what people still recall. And the Brisbane Olympics in our city should also look to be that.
Well, it's the Brisbane Olympics, so it should be hosted in Brisbane.
What
for
did I
one.
say?
No, you said
Did
the right
yeah.
things, but it shouldn't be hosted in Nathan. I got two questions. One, Stephen Miles isn't acting like he's a Brizzy boy because that's just not what Brizzy people do.
Is he a Brizzy boy?
I don't know, but he's acting like he's from Mount Druitt or something and having it out in Nathan. My other issue is he's the sort of bloke that if you were going to Sydney, right, to watch the footy at ANZ Stadium.
He wouldn't wear a jersey.
No, he'd be the sort of bloke that if you were going to to Sydney to watch the footy, that rather than staying in Sydney, he'd book accommodation out at fucking Homebush. He honestly would. You know what I mean?
Elaborate.
Like, if you're going to Sydney to watch footy, right, and the game is at Homebush, you wouldn't stay at accommodation near Homebush, would you? Because you're flying all the way to Sydney.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Do you know what I mean? It's
Like, you're going to stay out at Nathan?
where are you gonna stay out in Nathan?
Well,
At fucking the Nathan Motel. That doesn't even have
Nathan-
Foxtel.
The Nathan Drive-In.
Yeah, the Nathan Drive-In. Yeah, that'll be sick, mate. You can go back to whatever country you went from and tell them how sick the Olympics was living at the Nathan Motel when we've got a brand new casino that you could step in. I know all this good accommodation. Now, I got another point, okay? And I'm calling for a man out there, okay? Cam Munster. Right?
Cameron Munster.
Cam Munster, this is for you, mate, because I need you more than ever, and our city needs you. You're from Queensland. You've asked for a few favours from a premier in the past, and I'm calling for you to ask for one more favour. Now, I'm not asking you to do what you did, but I'm just asking you to pull a favour, and I know you know how to pull favours with premiers.
What's the favour going to be?
To make sure that the fucking Olympic Stadium isn't at Nathan and it's at goddamn Victoria Park.
Yeah. Well, like,
You know what I mean when I
Yeah.
say pull a few favours?
oh, I do, mate. Do you know what? Do you know what's crazy is how much of a roller coaster today was. Like, if you were watching and following on with like the news reports of you know, what was happening with the Victoria Park being in Graham Quirk's review.
I was jacked up.
Mate, I was like, "This is awesome. This is the best. This is it's." We were
Bingo.
talking about it, and
Yes.
people were going, "Oh, like blah blah blah," and it's like then you finally see that being put out in the media, and then
You messaged me.
Mate, I was
when we
messaging
saw
so many
Quirky,
people about
yeah.
it and getting fired up. Lutzy messaged about it. And I was
No.
like, and then we're full like, this is actually going to happen. Like, holy shit. And we're talking about what's going to happen to the Gabba.
Yeah,
But-
it was perfect.
But then hours later, we're brought back down to earth and it's back to square one of like, you know, fuck Nathan. Nathan's actually reality. The only positive thing out of it is that Suncorp is going to be extended. So they're going to word on the street from Alan Graham, who good friend of the pub and family. He
And
said
the potty?
and the potty. he said to old Steve-O that they're incrementally going to extend the stadium out when there's no games there in the next 8 years. So there's not going to be any effect to the home and away season of footy or anything or whatever, concerts
Bravo.
and everything. Which, you know, that's just Alan doing Alan things. He's a great man.
God bless Alan too.
But the Gabba, like what's happening with the Gabba? Because
I'm thinking they've done the underground rail. I wouldn't be surprised potentially if they turn that into something that you could attend. So maybe is it a shopping centre?
someone was saying
Something where you can attend. My issue with Nathan is why are we thinking about building an Olympic stadium when we should be thinking about demolishing the suburb?
there's like the thing
Turn
is,
it into a community housing department or something.
the thing is as well is like what this all comes back to is Stephen Miles actually did say, I'm listening to Queenslanders, right?
No, he's not.
No. This is what he said. He came out and said, Queenslanders have an issue with how much money is being spent on this Olympic Games. And we don't want to spend $2.8 million on the Gabba being upgraded. Then he said, in this review, it said, we don't want to, it's going to cost 3.4 or 3.8 or whatever. So he said, I can't justify that, you know, we're going to spend that much more money on this Games. Well, like, who's saying that from Queensland in Brisbane?
Yeah.
Like, if you're from Queensland, you're obviously a taxpayer, so it does affect you. But like,
we're all chipping in.
No. But get on board.
Yeah.
Like, shut up. Like, honestly, how
move.
does the Olympic Games
Leave.
affect anyone? Just let me go. How does the Olympic Games affect you in a negative way? If you're homeless, like, what are we? That's what the questions are. What people are raising, they're saying, we need to do things for the homeless. We need to do things. We need to build hospitals. We need to build more schools. I brought this up and said it. Are there kids literally waiting outside of schools because they can't get into school? Are there people lining up in hospitals? Go over to America and look at the fucking healthcare system. Go over to the UK and look at the NHS over there. Our hospitals are fucking fantastic. We live in one of the best cities in the world, and you've got people here that do not want to have the Olympics in Brisbane. Like, what effect does it have to you in a negative way? I'd love to hear that. I would love to hear that.
No,
Honestly.
And look, you've got out. We're at Off-Field Drama Podcast, if anyone wants to think. My concern is that we're going to be hosting the swimming out of the Brisbane River, and then the triathlon will be done at fucking South Bank Beach.
Well, what we said before, you know, Suncorp Stadium, are they going to put the track there and run around in a rectangle?
Hey,
what
is going on?
What's the go?
No, what is the go?
Because I'd love nothing more than to have them run in a rectangle down the road at Suncorp, but I don't think it's going to work.
Mate, skateboarding's an event now. They'll be doing it at the Milton Skate Park.
Legit.
Like, well, seriously, like, what is going on? Because
They
there's
should do
rocks in
skateboarding.
people's heads.
They should do skateboarding down at that Roma, the Brisbane Live, when they have that there. That's the one shining light that we need to hope for, is that Brisbane Live is still going to go ahead on top of Roma Street.
Mate, I'll say it now, like, and this isn't a political thing. Once the Liberals get in, whenever that's going to be, they'll actually think with their heads screwed on, and they'll get fucking Vic Park underway, because as a tourist, if you come here in 2032 and you see the picture that they've drawn up of Vic Park, they'll be going home and going, fuck me Rona, Brisbane is amazing.
Well, the thing is if you look down on it, on that concept, the bird's eye view of it, it's all interconnected. You've got Suncorp, you've got Roma Street Parklands just down the road with that Brisbane Live, where they'll have the 15,000 seat stadium. You can walk to Victoria Park from there, but you also the public
Throw the leg over a big park.
the public transport system is set up in Brisbane City to do that. It's not set up to go out to bloody Nathan to do it. And also at the same time, why not put a bit of money into the Gabba and hold some sort of events there? Because the fucking Cross River Rail is there.
Yeah, we
spent $1 billion or $2 billion on that. What are we using that for?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
What have we spent money on the Cross River Rail for?
No,
I actually don't know.
No, what have we done?
It connects. It actually connects. You know where it goes to? Roma Street.
There you go. Mate, can you imagine how many connecting buses you've got to take to get to Nathan?
I don't understand. I just don't even want to fathom it. Because
there can't possibly be a direct bus straight to Nathan. And if there is, you shouldn't even have to get on it because there is no reason to head out there. Let me preface by saying I love the people of Nathan.
I don't know any.
Don't know anyone, and if I do bump into you, I'll shake your hand, but I wish I didn't. But
I'd wash it after.
having it all on this side of the river too.
Has anyone asked the people in Nathan if they want the stadium there?
They probably don't.
They probably just don't want to be there. They just want to live in peace.
Well, they won't. They'll probably have to. Who knows what they're going to do? Rates will go up. Tell you who will want it is the Nathan Hotel.
Rates will go up. There'll be a housing crisis in Nathan because the rates are too high.
Mate, the day the housing prices go up in Nathan is the day that this Olympics never goes ahead.
But shareholders, if you haven't realised already, we are now very, very, very into the Olympics.
We're into it.
Very passionate about it because today was just insane.
Today should have never happened because of just so many different reasons that we've obviously elaborated in. But I think the shining light is that this is a learning curve. The people of Brisbane see that this is wrong and they will act accordingly in the near future, if you know what I mean.
I don't understand why give a review, why ask for a review, then say I'll do what the review says when the review comes out because doesn't meet your preconceived idea, then just say we're not going to do it. We're not going to go ahead with it. If you didn't know, that review probably costs a bit of time and money as well.
No, Graham doesn't work for free. Oh, Gra.
Graham stood down as the Lord Mayor to do this job as on the
did he?
To head up the Olympic Committee. I'm pretty sure.
Don't you dare waste his time like that. It was a sharp looking report.
Well, yeah, you looked at it, so did I.
Fucking clever shit from Gra.
The concept of it was just awesome.
The great thing is, it shouldn't be this easy to host an Olympics, and we're making it look hard. We're 8 years away.
I mean, it should be easy. It shouldn't be this hard to do, but we're making it look hard.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Gra's come out and just fucking laid it out on a red carpet.
The thing is, as well, is if, what are they going to build at Nathan?
No, nothing.
What sort of stadium are they going to build?
They should be building housing commission. Honestly,
Anastasia did that with Camp COVID.
Yeah,
but no one uses it, and that cost a couple $100 million. We brought that up too. Homeless people can go live out there.
Build
a fucking school and hospital out there. One of my mates today said, "Why are we going to build more hospitals? Like, what would you build a hospital in Victoria Park? There's a hospital right next to it.
Yeah,
the fucking Royal Women's.
Like,
that's what this is literally kind of come down to is people whinging.
It's a whinge fest. Start smiling. And we need to start building, okay? We need to start building because the last thing I want is for us to still be nailing in fucking nails days before the opening ceremony.
One of the boys was saying as well, they're going to be working, mate, they're going to, he said, Fishy Boy out in WA, he said the unions it's going to work in the hand of the unions because they're going to be working literally overnight. They're going to be working around the clock to get this done in 8 years.
Well, look how long it's taken them to make the fucking casino.
Mate.
Shit a brick. And we need that done soon. I don't know if you saw, they've got those LED lights running at the casino now. It's over across 10 levels. You'll see it from the other side there.
Last time I checked, casinos benefit from money that goes. Governments benefit from the casino's money. Pretty sure the Treasury definitely does. There's no casino out at Nathan. Vic Park's pretty close to the casino.
Hang on, let me check. How far does it take to get to Nathan?
Halfy.
Half
From
an
here,
hour.
halfy,
And
surely.
what's that? No traffic?
Mate.
I want to say this because there's a lot of shareholders that we've got that are interstate. I know you guys are probably wondering, what the fuck is Nathan? Like, why is Berkey and Saucy rinsing Nathan?
31 minutes public transport.
And that's right now, too.
31 minutes public transport.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous.
13 minutes in traffic. I guarantee you, when I went to that Nissan Arena from here, took about 45 in traffic.
And the rest.
So the thing is, there isn't people probably going to be driving out there. It's the public transport thing. Like a lot of the people coming in from overseas who we want to be putting into the economy, they're the ones we want out there. They're the ones going to be catching public transport. There is literally no public transport that goes out there except buses.
No. It's a one-way ticket to hell.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we're shareholders. This is us. And we're fired up.
Yeah, when we are fired up. And hopefully next time we talk about the Olympics, we've got good news for you because it's been a whirlwind. It was like a wet dream that just when you woke up went horribly wrong.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like a wet dream in general. You realise it's not real.
Well, that's right. That's bang on. It's a good way to describe it.
Hey, shout out to a shareholder who I met here at the Caxton on Thursday night. He said to me, what did he say when he came up to me? He said, I saw you from afar, but you're far from good. Or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And he was a fucking legend.
Name?
Michael Felton. Shout out to Michael Felton
Felto.
from out west in Toowoomba. Like he said, mate, big fan of the show. Love your work. I saw you and he thought, I'll come over and say good day. Country is all hell.
Fuck
and
yeah,
I saw him when he
Felto.
left too. His mate was trying to drag him off, but he just wanted to say goodbye one more time. And I said, mate, I'm going to give you a yarn.
Yeah, fuck
He was a genuinely good bloke. Just
That's good
country as they
shit.
get. Just out west Toowoomba, Felton.
Sounds like the sort of bloke that should be fucking running the Olympics.
I don't know about that. Nah, Michael Felton, good on you, mate.
Yeah, good on you, pal. And shareholders, fucking get around us.
Yeah.
Like, if you see us, give us a tap on the arse and say, I love you.
And
And if you don't love us, well, don't fucking tap me on the arse. And shout out to my cousin Pounder and Big Amos. They had their engagement party on the weekend.
Pounder.
Yeah, absolute fucking ball terror. We felt like I was in a whiskey bar.
Does he have a few quarter pounders?
Yeah, no, not sure how we got Pounder, but he's fucking worth a pound, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, the big fella's tying the knot, so well done to you, mate. I had to leave, I apologise.
Yeah, and another fella who's not a shareholder, clearly, his name's Levin Hotho. Yeah, I'm going to shout you out because you gave us a 1-star review and said, oi, let's make a podcast. Yeah, nah. Look, we realise we're going to get hate, but we'll call you out at the same time if you're a fuckwit.
You're a knob.
Yeah, Levin.
You actually remind me of Stephen Miles. I couldn't help myself.
Oh,
What's his
mate.
name? Levin.
Levin.
Fucking, what sort of name's Levin?
I think his parents thought it was Kevin, but they put an L there. They put an L there because they couldn't decide whether to call him a loser or not.
They tried to name him after Jimmy Orwell's cock and got it wrong.
Levin.
Well, that might be us, pal.
Yeah, mate, that's us. Let's
Oh, we need to give our tips, our multi.
Oh yeah.
Well, shareholders, we might just post it.
Yeah, that's we need to do some research
Yeah,
here.
post it.
And Omen is the Broncos into the Reds because the Reds are playing the Force this week and the Broncos are playing
They're playing the Panthers. Going to be a tough one, mate.
I'm backing them to the hills every day of the week.
Going to be a tough one. But good luck. Gamble responsibly. Oh, it's Golden Slipper. Golden Slipper Day this weekend. Saturday, I'll be at the Palmy Surfy. I'll have a 3-legger for you. That's a promise.
Yeah.
That's a promise.
You know what Michael Felton actually said, and I spoke to Das about this. We're going to set up a call line.
Yes.
We're going to set up a call line.
Shit, it would have gone off today.
Yeah.
Set it up. That's
Yeah, we will.
us.
Other thing is, shareholders, remember next week Linny's on. Linny's on next
Lynn
week.
Saturday.
Thursday. Lynn Thursday.
Lynn Thursday. There you go. What episode's that?
This is 36.
So that'll be 37.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, okay. We'll work something there, won't we?
Yeah. And we'll go to the Lions.
Yes. Get Linny. He might be able to get us a box.
You reckon?
Yeah.